Vivian Vance, a talented and resilient actress, navigated a multitude of challenges both in her work and personal life. Known for her memorable portrayal of Ethel Mertz on the beloved sitcom I Love Lucy, Vance faced obstacles in establishing her own comedic identity amidst Lucille Ball's towering presence. Join Facts First as we present Vivian Vance spills the secret she kept during I Love Lucy. Vivian's challenges. Vivian Vance faced several challenges in playing the role of Ethel Mertz. While her performance as Lucy Ricardo's best friend and neighbor is beloved by audiences, the behind-the-scenes struggles she encountered highlight the complexity of her experience. One significant challenge she faced was the constant comparison to her on-screen counterpart, Lucille Ball. As Ball's comedic talent and presence dominated the show, Vance often had to work hard to establish her own comedic identity and shine in her own right. Over time, she managed to carve out a distinct comedic style that complemented Ball's antics and created a dynamic comedic duo on screen. Another challenge she encountered was the portrayal of Ethel Mertz as an older, frumpy character. The role required her to wear dowdy clothing and embrace physical humor that sometimes leaned into stereotypical portrayals. This aspect of the character limited her ability to showcase her range as an actress and may have contributed to frustrations during the show's run. Additionally, she faced personal challenges stemming from the demanding shooting schedule and the pressure to deliver laughs. The high-stress environment of television production, combined with the expectation to perform at a consistently high level, took a toll on her well-being. But she persevered and continued to deliver exceptional performances that contributed to the show's success. But it wasn't simply a can-do attitude that got her through. According to Closer Weekly, Vivian dealt with the challenges and torment of being on the show by seeing a therapist every morning before she came to work. So that meant 5 days a week she was in therapy just to get herself feeling in a good enough place mentally and emotionally to do her job. Despite the challenges, Vance's talent and comedic timing were evident in her portrayal of Ethel Mertz. Her ability to deliver deadpan humor and establish a warm, supportive friendship with Lucy Ricardo endeared her to audiences. Vivian's request to the writing staff. When Vance joined The Lucy Show as Lucy Carmichael's best friend Vivian Bagley, she expressed a desire to play a more feminine character. Having spent years portraying the frumpy and often dowdy Ethel Mertz, Vance wanted a change for her on-screen image. She believed that showcasing a more fashionable and feminine side would allow her to demonstrate her range as an actress and break away from the typecasting associated with her previous role. Vance's request was a testament to her desire to evolve as a performer and explore new aspects of her talent. The writers of The Lucy Show took Vance's request to heart and began tailoring the character of Vivian Bagley to reflect her desired portrayal. They worked to make Vivian as stylish and feminine as possible, dressing her in more fashionable clothing and creating storylines that allowed her to exhibit a more glamorous side. This shift not only showcased Vance's versatility, but also added depth and variety to the dynamics between the characters. Friction with William Frawley. Vivian and William Frawley portrayed the iconic couple Ethel and Fred Mertz, but sadly they experienced notable friction during their time working together on the show. And while their on-screen chemistry as best friends to Lucille Ball's Lucy and Desi Arnaz's Ricky was palpable, their off-screen relationship was marked by tension and occasional clashes. One source of conflict stemmed from their age difference. Frawley, who was significantly older than Vance, reportedly had reservations about playing her husband on the show. He believed the age difference between their characters was too great and that it would undermine the believability of their relationship. This initial resistance likely contributed to an already strained dynamic between the two actors. Vance, on the other hand, had concerns about Frawley's reliability and professionalism. Frawley had a reputation for his hard partying lifestyle, which occasionally affected his ability to show up on set fully prepared and focused. Vance, known for her strong work ethic, sometimes found herself frustrated by Frawley's behavior, and tensions between the two escalated as a result. Despite their differences, Vance and Frawley managed to set aside their personal conflicts during the filming of each episode. Their on-screen chemistry was a testament to their professionalism and commitment to delivering entertaining performances to the audience. But this working relationship wasn't pleasant enough for them to want to continue it indefinitely. After the show ended, the network wanted to do a spin-off with Fred and Ethel as the central characters. It would have been quite a coup for both actors, and yet it was a non-starter. Frawley and Vance were so sick of each other, they rejected the offer out of hand. Vivian and Lucy. Vivian Vance's relationship with Lucille Ball was a complex and multifaceted one. While the characters they portrayed on screen, Ethel and Lucy, were best friends, their off-screen dynamic had its ups and downs. At the beginning of the series, Vance and Ball had a somewhat strained relationship. Vance initially had reservations about accepting the role of Ethel Mertz, as she believed it would limit her career opportunities. But Ball, who had a significant say in the casting decisions, insisted that Vance was the perfect fit for the role. Despite Vance's initial doubts, she eventually embraced the character and delivered a remarkable performance that complemented Ball's comedic genius. Throughout the course of the show, Vance and Ball developed a deep mutual respect for one another. They recognized each other's talents and had a shared commitment to creating memorable and hilarious moments on screen. Despite occasional conflicts and disagreements, they worked together effectively to deliver the comedic chemistry that made the Lucy and Ethel duo so loved by audiences. Behind the scenes, Ball was known to be a strong-willed and determined person, while Vance was often described as sensitive and introspective. These differing personalities occasionally led to clashes and tensions on set. But at the end of the day, both women were consummate professionals who put their personal differences aside to create magic on screen. After I Love Lucy ended, they continued to support and champion each other's endeavors. Vance made guest appearances on Ball's subsequent TV shows, further solidifying their professional relationship and friendship. Vivian's personal life. Vivian's personal life was marked by a series of marriages. Vance was married and divorced 4 times. Her first marriage was to actor Joseph Shearer Danick Jr. in 1933, which ended in divorce in 1938. She then married George Koch in 1941, but their marriage was short-lived, resulting in divorce in 1942. Vance's third marriage was to Philip Ober, an actor, in 1949. They remained together for a decade before divorcing. Sadly, it's been reported that Ober was physically abusive towards Vivian. Later on, Lucille Ball spoke in an interview about Vivian's abusive father, making a link between him and the type of men Vivian ended up with. According to Lucille, Vivian had confided in her that she was afraid of men, and that some of the men she had dated or married had been secretly gay. Said Ball of Vivian's father, quote, "He made her afraid of men. This came from Vivian, so it's not me being witty, but she only married gay men." Finally, in 1961, Vance married her 4th husband, John Dodds, a publisher and theater producer. They shared a strong bond and remained together until Vance's passing in 1979. While Vance's marriages garnered attention, she kept her personal life relatively private. But because of her close female bonds and her string of failed marriages, there were also rumors that Vivian may have been gay. Those were never confirmed, so it was just speculation. She was known to be an animal lover and dedicated much of her time to caring for her pets. Now it's time to hear from you. What was your favorite episode of I Love Lucy? And did you know that Vivian Vance asked the writers of The Lucy Show to make her character more feminine? Let us know in the comments section below.